No one should have to suffer, especially our children.
I want to tell the children of the world, you are all our children. Each one of you is my child, and I love you all.
William Wagener here, holding up a lantern of light in a dark area. I'd like to know, Mr. Steve Cooley, District Attorney of Los Angeles County, why? In fact, Michael Jackson and I would both like to know. If we could just turn a light on some things, Mr. Cooley, if you'd just answer some tough questions, we'd like to know. Could you shine a light on it for us? Because we would like to know why you didn't prosecute Conrad Murray for second-degree murder, putting a light on it. Michael here, I think, deserves to know why his murderer was only prosecuted for involuntary manslaughter, while everything Conrad Murray did, involuntary, doing it at home where it shouldn't have been done, not having a registered anesthesiologist do it, not having an emergency crash kit, and all these factors were very similar to another case that happened just the year before in Florida. A 24-year-old fitness trainer was killed by propofol, where a man named O'Quinn, a male nurse, applied propofol and killed a young 24-year-old woman named Herndon using propofol. The conviction in that case brought a life sentence in prison for the male nurse that used propofol. I'd like to shine a light on this, Mr. Steve Cooley. I'd like you to answer a couple of questions. Since, number one, the sheriffs investigated that case and knew about it. Number two, you knew about it and saw that a life sentence could be applied and murder charges could be stuck and convicted in a very similar case in Florida, Gainesville, Florida, just the year before Michael was killed by Conrad Murray's extreme negligence, if not outright second-degree murder, which I believe it was. Why didn't you give the jury the choice and prosecute for second-degree murder, voluntary manslaughter, and involuntary, and let the jury apply the facts as presented by David Walgreen and Miss Brazil? Let the jury look at the facts and see which one fits. Why didn't you go for murder when the case was so overwhelmingly clear? Now here's a man named O'Quinn who's now doing life in prison for killing a woman named Herndon, who nobody outside of Gainesville, Florida ever heard of. But yet the man who killed Michael Jackson, the most famous person on the planet, is now only serving 21 days while awaiting sentencing, and then at the most might get sentenced to 4 years and serve 2 on home detention, while a similar case using propofol resulting in murder, death, homicide by propofol poisoning got that man, a male nurse, life in prison. It seems when I try to shine a light on this by simply calling you Mr. Steve Cooley and asking you to answer some questions, you just can't come around to calling back and answering some questions. This makes me curious because Janet Arvizio was prosecuted for welfare fraud in your jurisdiction, and she got virtually no punishment after committing felony welfare fraud by lying about the 50,000 plus check she had in her purse while claiming poverty from bamboozling J.C. Penney out of some money based on another lie. It almost seems as if you want to let people that hurt Michael Jackson go off as lightly as possible. My last question, Mr. Cooley, is, did you receive a communication from Tom SNEDDON of Santa Barbara, the retired district attorney? Did you receive a communication from him about how to prosecute Conrad Murray? Just asking the question. Michael and I think we deserve an answer. Just holding a lantern, a light in the darkness. I hope we won't remain in the dark forever, Mr. Cooley. William Wagner. See you.
Our goal is to change the world, to change world consciousness about children, the ecology, and the planet, to make it a better place for everybody, starting with the children. That's the future, really, and I'll stick with it forever until it's done.
No matter how good your intentions are, there's always some jerk, some mean-spirited person to try to bring you down. And all you want to do is bring some love and some joy, and, and they're so quick to hate and to judge and to be cruel and mean. And, it just shows that mankind can be very ugly and cruel. It really does. It brings out the ugly side. We'll never stop helping and loving people the way Jesus said to. He said, continue to love, always love, bring on the children, imitate the children, not childish, but childlike.
Bring love back into the world, to remind the world that love is important. Love is important. To love each other. We're all one. The message is to take care of the planet. We have 4 years to get it right, or else it's irreversible damage we've done. So we have an important message to give. Okay? Important.
And Jesus said to love the children and be like children, to be youthful and be innocent and be pure and honorable. He was talking to his apostles, and they were fighting over who's the greatest among themselves. And he said, whoever humbled yourself like this child is the greatest among you. And he always surrounded himself with children. And that's how I was raised, to believe and to be like that and to imitate that. I want to tell the children of the world, you are all our children. Each one of you is my child, and I love you all.
Our goal is to change the world.